Hello again. I'm Rob, an artist too stubborn to give up. I can't live functionally, and yet I keep going on living. I stream anything and lots of nothing. The theme is unconditional love, no shame. My channel is Human is Some. Human is Some. Okay, that was my attempt at a new intro, and I don't like it. I don't like writing things. I like speaking contemporaneously, extemporaneously, miscellaneously. But I can still mean what I say, even if it's um, repetitive or rehearsed. I'm just not an actor, so I don't know how to do that. But I guess I can work on it. I don't want to be streaming right now, but like I don't want to be awake right now. That can't be right. I thought maybe the batteries died. I thought it said 3:30 on my laptop. Let's see what the other wall clock says. No, the other wall clock also says 10 to 3. 10 to 3. So, I got less than 4 hours of sleep, or maybe around 4 hours. I don't know. I can't count. But, um, hold on. Overstimulation is one of my themes. Uh, well, I don't want to get dinged. I basically, when I woke up, couldn't sleep. I thought maybe I can watch something because, well, so when I first woke up, I didn't know what time it was, and I hoped because I went to bed between I think 10 and 11 last night. I hoped that it was just a few hours before dawn, and I was like, oh well, I can snag. So I do this thing where I project stuff on my window shade, and I thought, well, if there's a few hours of darkness left, I can snag. I keep saying snag. What do I mean by that? Just a little bit of projection time while it's still dark out. Um, but I couldn't find anything I wanted to watch. This is and so I'm streaming. I'm sending video out instead of pulling it in. But I'd rather be sleeping, so that's why I said I don't want to be streaming. What gives me the nerve to demand to be watched? I don't think I have that. Yesterday was kind of the end of winter here in my here where I am. I say the end, it won't be, but it is significantly warmer than it has been. So I'm probably gonna change out of this robe. The first thing I want to do, because I was gonna do this before I slept, is I want to pull some meat out of the freezer for later. And I want to okay, my fridge stinks, which is upsetting because I thought I threw out what made it smell bad. Um, I'm not able to function because I don't have money, I don't have health. I got lots of problems. Um, I'm gonna go put on different clothes, but I'm gonna leave you in here, and I've got these headphones on so I can talk to you from wherever I am in my house. Um, in previous streams, I mean, I've streamed myself in the shower, like from the shoulders up. I've streamed myself driving before. I've streamed, I mean, I'll stream anywhere. Again, it might seem like, where do I get off demanding attention for such boring shit? And I don't know. All I can say is I'm not demanding attention. I'm not expecting attention. I'm doing therapy on myself by talking through thoughts, by, as I said earlier, by if I'm putting content out, it's the opposite of that, you know. I'm bringing less in. I'm not doom scrolling. I'm not just watching stuff that I don't care about. And I'm attempting to just be a person, and that's not easy for me. I have the kind of wild idea that it's a struggle, that I'm not unique, and that mere existence might be a struggle for others. I think my art has always been a way of saying, hey, I'm still here. I'm a messed up person. And those are the kinds of people that I'm trying to talk to. I'm not always at this low energy level. Yesterday, I was doing pretty good. Um, so, one thing I'm going to do, which is pretty lame and not the same as cleaning, because I don't like the smell that just escaped from my fridge. Instead of solving it, I'm going to light incense. Um, maybe I should explain. I mean, I am a little bit gross currently because I'm not fully functional, not even close. Um, but I will say that the weird smell in my fridge is not getting noticeably worse. It just seems like it's not like rancid meat. It just seems like it needs to be cleaned. And because my fridge is on the ground floor, and my body is in pain, I don't want to get on my knees and do all the cleaning that would be required to do a good job. Plus, or at least not today, not right now. Plus, I'm hungry. Plus, I've got a whole. Oh, like that fridge is on its last legs, and this fridge is worse than on its last legs. So I got lots of problems that are financial and also existential. My current top priority is eating, but I got I made a decision that the smell was unpleasant enough that I wanted to deal with that first. Since I've now put off eating by a few seconds, or who knows, well, that was more than a minute, I will pour myself some milk to settle my stomach a little bit. Oh, I think I'll do I'll do a treat. I'm putting thought into what I'm doing right now because number one, I got to figure out a place to put this incense. But number two, this room is so small that if I left it burning in here, you know what? I'm not going to burn the whole stick. I keep a little container of sand to put my incense out in. I did what I set out to do, which is change the smell. Okay, I'm going to heat up some leftover chicken from a few meals ago, which is, oh, I don't know, less than 48 hours ago. So, I've been having good results heating it up in the toaster oven. Now my process is this too filthy? Like, do I need to redo this foil? And I'm making the decision that I can use it again before changing it. Like, it's like a pan with a tiny bit of burnt on whatnot, which the pan underneath it that the foil is wrapping definitely has small bits of burnt on whatnot. Okay, we're gonna Can I have a potato? I like to kind of smush it. It gives it more surfaces to crisp. The toaster oven does a reasonably good job of crisping up these leftovers. Some chicken, another potato or two. I'm kind of hungry. Here's the thing, this is going to be breaking news, folks, but the thing about eating food is that it's expensive, and I want to break this down a little bit more. It's a pain to do things with just one hand, but streaming so important. I'll put you on. I don't know if I want you to hang out over the heat source while I'm heating up my meal, so I picked the camera up and I'll figure out some other place for you to go. Uh, anyway, the thing about eating is that in almost no time at all, I'm gonna have to buy more food, and that's not easy. Uh, I try not to beat you over the head with it, but um, if I'm going to, in order for me to continue to exist, to persist as an artist doing the kind of work I want to do, uh, if you are able to support me, that would really help because I don't make commercially uh, appealing work. Okay, so I don't know how, but it occurred to me. I have a friend who has questions about food safety. So somehow, and I don't know how, but somehow I know that it is safe for me to lick chicken food fingers that's cold, cooked because it's cooked. I've eaten cold. All right, I don't need to wash my hands before I put thingy in the thingy. Uh, but I don't know. Like in my brain says that this would never, like, I could eat it cold, I could reheat it, like it would never be unsafe because it's been stored in the fridge. Um, I was getting pretty good luck out of 275. It's interesting, I use a different setting for the toaster oven than if I were using an oven, but I want it to have enough time. I don't want it to burn, and I want it to have enough time to get crisp. Um, if I ever got my act together, it's not an act. I've often wanted an interview show, and uh, one of my top desired interview partners would be like a food scientist or some kind of health scientist in general, because I actually would have lots of questions. But in terms of food science, like somehow I know, and it could be from I've worked in restaurants, I went through different training, but like somehow I know about the temperature danger zone. Um, this food is approaching it the longer it sits out of the refrigeration. So I'm going to wrap it back up and put it back in. And so parts of this might have entered the temperature danger zone, which means things that can harm me start growing, on the food, uh, or in the food. The way one scientist I heard explain it is that the whatever it is, mold, um, different microorganisms and whatnot, they eat food like they eat some of the same food we do. It's just that when they start consuming it and reproducing, uh, they are themselves harmful to us, like certain molds are harmful. So, that's why we can't eat it. Um, so now that's back in the fridge, and any a lot of times you'll see recommendations on packaging to sort of freeze something, to not defrost and refreeze something. And I think the purpose of that recommendation, because I do it all the time and I don't get sick, but I think the purpose of that recommendation is that each time you do, it increases the risk because you're transitioning temperatures. And then the other thing is that, so now I'm taking food from cold to hot, so it's going to take a trip through the temperature danger zone, but it's going to do it fast. So, and then hopefully it gets hot enough that anything that might have grown on it will be killed. So that's my version of food safety uh, with leftovers for now. Um, I need to put you on the tripod because I just did a bad job of washing my hands and I don't like that. But again, I don't consider my hands contaminated like they would be if I had just handled raw chicken. The reason I want to do a good job washing my hands is that they are greasy from handling cooked chicken. Okay, fascinating, isn't it? Not really, or maybe. I have usually, I mean, I do find it fascinating. Like, so if I had the food safety doctor on the old program, trying to think, what are some other questions why did I think I wanted to have? Give yourself time, Rob. So, a lot of it's only recently, maybe ish, history of me on internet video. Um, they definitely started with like YouTube, with me looking right at the camera, um, talking about my artwork and, just my ideas in general, talking as though I have fans and hey, I'm reaching out and here's what's going on in my life, or just here's some funny ideas and uh, people watch it and that's nice, blah, blah, blah. I've got, speaking of food that's in danger, every second that I have fresh bread that's not in the fridge, I'm a little bit in a panic. So I think I'll try to toast a couple of slices of this. Last night, I asked myself, do I put this in the fridge or do I try to enjoy another day of soft, fresh bread? Um, there are other nations on Earth, specifically France, that have that issue much better managed than the US, and we don't do bread correctly. I know that. All right, so I'm going to just put these little potential toasts right on top of some of the food, and hopefully I have a very problematic toaster that's not tall enough, so it burns things really easily. I'm going to make myself a treat. I have an opened can of cola, Czech cola, in my fridge down there. A smelly fridge that I'm about to reopen. And during the pandemic, I started eating. Oh, there it is. I was like, I started. There used to be a television show in the 70s called Laverne and Shirley, and they drank milk and Pepsi, and I thought that was disgusting. And then this is a store brand. Okay, so with this concoction, well, so like as a kid, I used to like Coke floats, which would be vanilla ice cream and Coke. So I thought, oh, I guess I can see where the concept comes from. The milk has to go into the cola. If you do it the other way, it creates way too much foam. It's the same way with the ice cream float. Maybe I just like it because it makes me think of an ice cream float, which I had a lot as a kid. It's a real easy treat. My mom never made me much of anything as a kid, but friend, my friend's mom would make them, and as an adult, I'm realizing that if you have those ingredients on hand, that's really easy to make. Just she would probably split one soda between the two of us. And okay, the bread's already toasty, and I'm gonna keep be patient longer for the crispness on the chicken. Yeah, I associate this treat with a friend that I grew up across the street from. I saw the TV Glow last night. I like it. I'll have to keep thinking about it. It's weird. I mean, I could just let it go. It's not life changing for me, but it is weird and entertaining enough that I probably will watch it again. Um, and there's a scene where, well, maybe I shouldn't give it away. Spoiler, very mild spoiler. But there's a scene where a character kind of cries to his friend's mom, and that took me back to a lot of friends that I've had in my life. I really wanted to be friends with their parents, with their moms. Have I ever liked a dad? Open question. So that's a sweet treat, and it settles my tum tum a little bit. Um, a few days ago, when I made this, oh yeah. Anyway, I dropped when I made this. I did a stream when I dropped rice on the floor, and at that time I didn't feel well enough to clean it up. And then yesterday I tried to vacuum up the dried rice, and it wasn't so easy. So now I'm gonna use a wet paper towel, try to do it a little bit better. I thought vacuuming was really gonna work. I thought, rice is dry and it'll just come right up easily, but for some reason, well, I was using my mini vacuum because I want to take the effort to use a big vacuum. So, but you're probably thinking, and your house smells bad? Why would that be? Man leaves food trash on the ground. Why do we want to say ground more than floor? And I say we, by which I mean me. Uh, well, I do a lot of things based on my limited abilities. That's the reason I make decisions that I make. Okay. Oh, yeah, that would be one of my questions for the health scientist. Like, I wash my hands different lengths based on why I'm washing them. I don't consider, like, I would lick the floor, dirty though it is, because that doesn't scare me. What scares me in terms of my health is going out in public and licking doorknobs and stuff that, you know, potentially sick people have touched. So when I came inside my house during the pandemic, which it's still during the pandemic, believe it or not. So now I'm gonna up it to like 325. Then I would do the 20-second wash. Let's see. I can fit 3 more cans in there. I am really looking forward to this. Yum yum. And then cardboard is recyclable. It's paper is some one of the few things I don't hesitate to throw away. Yesterday on stream, I talked a little bit about disorganization and hoarding and my discomfort with waste. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of my show. It doesn't get exciting. Mm, another food safety question. I have to think. I'm pretty sure I put this on wrong. Oh, that's okay. So there's a banana. I bought 3 bananas. I say yesterday, maybe. Well, one of them is split. Do you see that? And I'd never seen that before. But I'm guessing, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna have to throw that away because, I mean, if it happened once it got to, I don't know. It's weird that it's not rotting, but, um, it's basically open food. That's that's a shame because I hate to waste food because also not only do I hate to waste food, but I have no money. But it's just one banana and It's from Walmart where they're 50 cents a pound. Now, weirdly enough, I'm going to put the bread back in because I want it hot. And the bread got back to room temperature while it was hanging out on a plate. So, almost time to eat. I can set the table. So, this is how I'm doing really badly. And no matter how many years I live and how many times I clean the various places that I've lived, it seems like if there's a set point that's normal for me, it's messy. Like really, really, really messy. One friend would, so I talk about um, whether or not disorder is a disorder and whether it's a moral failing and whatnot, because that is a cultural thing. Um, here's something I just picked up to move out of the way that I absolutely do not need a paint selecting color wheel from Benjamin Moore. And the only reason I have it is that I suppose someone was going to throw it away, and I thought, well, that's such a useful thing. Not to me, but I guess I thought I might use it in an art collage. Is that the link between artists and mess? Or is it that we're conscious of, oh shit, fuck, I'm burning the toast? Yeah, I have ADHD. I'll show you the toast. I'm gonna eat it. It's not too far gone. I know the lighting is bad. It's coming from behind. But I'm gonna put the meat on top of the toast. So since I burned it too much, then the juice from the meat can maybe help the toast a little bit. Um, I'm eating chicken and vegetables. I haven't been. No, I'm eating chicken potatoes. The reason I said the word vegetables is because that's something I don't have much of, which is a shame. Maybe I will take my multivitamin while I'm eating. Um, I like vegetables, but they require a little bit of effort, you know? like everything in the US, it's overpriced. With like every food item in the US, it's overpriced. And what am I saying? I don't know anything. I'll just be quiet. But I'll say what I know, which is it's painful to buy something perishable the way it's sold in the US. I wonder if I lived somewhere else if my fresh produce consumption would go up. And I can't know that. Just don't know until I try it, which is something I would like to do. I am currently focused on moving away from the US if I can figure it out. So that's another thing that I'll talk about in my streams. Okay, I'm taking the time to, I picked the chicken off, up off the tray, but there was grease and it's not just grease. I made a sauce, like this chicken was originally in a sauce. So I'm taking the time to scrape that over the chicken to, because I would do that with any other cooking method. I just wouldn't normally think about it with come in the toaster oven. If it were in a pan, I would use the pan juices as a sauce. The original meal had a yummy lemon parsley. And it was cooked with lemon and parsley, and then it had a lemon and parsley sauce. But pluses, pluses about the leftovers, they get super crispy in the toaster oven. Minuses about the leftovers, the flavor of the sauce is not as strong. what do what do I feel like? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is eat, take another dose of my medication, take a vitamin. I don't. I'm gonna remove my headphones while I eat.